look back at my own journey navigating higher education, navigating my own experience as a multicultural affairs educator at a Catholic institution, there's a lot of growth, and a lot of that growth really came through my own, proximity and work directly with students, with faculty and staff who were part of the LGBTQIA plus community. There was a lot that I was ignorant about, and I really appreciate looking back. I appreciate the time and effort that many of my former colleagues and students took to, kind of meet me where I was in terms of, really just educating myself on the issues and understanding, how is it that I, as someone who strives to see the humanity and affirm the dignity of somebody else, like how is it that I can also do that and follow through that in my work, in my day-to-day, just navigating, the workplace and higher education as well. Another thing is really to speak up and to speak out, whenever it is that I've been able to encounter or become aware of harm being done to students or to colleagues. It's important that, if I'm truly, doing the work of equity and striving to be a supportive ally, then I need to walk the walk. And so that means, voting as well. So speaking up and going to the polls and voting for policy that serves to uplift our communities. By and large, that's very important. It's also really questioning. A big part of being an ally or an advocate for change is to question, why is it that we have these policies? Why is it that, we have this terminology on these documents or these forms, questioning, not to be a rebel rouser, but really questioning and trying to seek to understand, who are we excluding, in the process of administering these policies and practices? Who is being harmed in the process, and how can we actually reconcile and remedy that so that we are doing more good and support and reducing harm to others? That's really, I think, at the heart of what I think about allyship. I consider myself to be someone who aspires to be an ally to a variety of different minoritized communities. And so when I think about my practitioner-based work in multicultural affairs, and I think about my current work at PCC, there's some really fundamental ways that we can go about being allies. The first is really to do our own homework, right? And so for me, it's important to educate myself, to not always question or lean on individuals who are part of the particular LGBTQIA community to understand their perspective. Yes, that's important, but also that can be very intrusive and can make some individuals feel that we're not going far enough to, again, do our own independent work. And so there's a lot of information available to the general public. There's a lot of different websites and organizations, nonprofits as well, where I can, invest the time to understand, how to be inclusive with language. I think something that's very top of mind right now is also legislation. And so thinking about, we have elections that come up year round. It's important to exercise our right to vote and to advocate and lobby our elected officials for policies that are not going to dehumanize or devalue LGBTQIA plus individuals, but rather, that we're seeking, compelling them to really think hard about how it is that we can, come up with solutions to big problems that are going to support and lift up these LGBTQIA plus community members across the board.